to the Coach's Corner. It's spring break, but hey, we're still here. Here at the Tivoli Tap House, a great place for food as well as a great place for beer. I'm Tony Almanza, and alongside me is David Moreno. You know, he called me to make sure we were wearing the same shirts today.
Yeah, I mean, you know it. We got a match.
I guess so, yeah. So, David, who do we have on the show today?
We have track and field coach Janis Christopher to talk about the start of their outdoor season. We'll then have senior roadrunner from our outdoor track and field team in Molly Smith. And on today's special episode, we'll keep it a track and field theme and bring in another student athlete in Alden Gruidel, who is a sophomore and has had a great season with the Roadrunners so far.
So a track and field themed show, I love it. But before we bring on our first guest, we want to tell you what happened this past weekend in Roadrunner sports. We'll kick things off with our baseball team, who hosted the second place team in the RMAC in the Colorado School of Mines. Head coach Ryan Strain and his squad battled back and forth with the Ore Diggers on Sunday. Junior Draven Adami came up big twice for the Roadrunners, driving in a couple of runs, including the game-tying run in the bottom of the 8th inning. Trent Maloney locked down the top-hitting team in the RMAC, keeping them Ore Diggers off the scoreboard for the final 3 innings of the game. That allowed the home team to come up with some mile-high magic as the Mines pitcher throws the ball away, allowing the Roadrunners to advance. But another throwing miscue allows Logan Soul to come in and score in the dramatic 6-5 win. The baseball team is now 6-6 in the RMAC.
Our softball team traveled to Lakewood to take on the top team in the RMAC in Colorado Christian. Coach Annie Van Wetzinga's squad battled tooth and nail with the Cougars in Game 3. Sophomore Darby McGee drove in a game-high 4 runs for the Red and Blue, but CCU etched out a 10-9 victory. MSU Denver sits at 7-8 in the conference play.
The outdoor track and field team started their season in Pueblo this past weekend at the CSU Pueblo Early Bird. Freshman Michael DK continues to have an incredible first season with the Roadrunners. He broke the tape in the 400-meter dash, crossing the line in a time of 47.78 seconds. Fellow 400-meter dash runner Saeed Moreno came in 3 spots behind DK, finishing 4th. On the women's side, Sabrina Router ran great in the 1,500 meters, finishing 3rd in the time of 4 minutes and 50 seconds. Freshman Summer Geraldman competed in the 400-meter hurdles and completed the race 2nd overall. A great start to the new season, and we'll be excited to get the team's take here on this track and field episode.
And finally, from the golf course, women's team finished 11th overall with a final score of 661. Jennifer Hankins and Lindsay Gullickson both finished 29th with scores of 162. Meg McMullen was right behind them, finishing with a score of 168. The squad will continue the season this week in Oklahoma.
So now we say hello to Molly Smith, senior from the cross country and track and field team. Molly, thanks for joining us today.
No problem.
So as a senior, how fast has it gone for you here at MSU Denver? Because you spent your entire career here in downtown Denver.
I have. Honestly, it has gone really fast. My first couple of years kind of went slow, and then the last 2 years especially, it's crazy. I'm in disbelief because I never thought it would, because everyone always was like, oh, it's going to go so fast. And I was like, no, it's not. But it has. It really has.
You speak about it going so fast. I'm a senior as well. Do you feel like you're prepared for afterwards?
Yes and no. I mean, no doubt I'm going to get a job. You know, I can always get whatever job downtown or whatever serving job. But I don't know. I'm trying to go to med school, so I'm really not really prepared for that yet. I'm planning on taking a year off after college to try and figure all that out. So I don't know.
So getting back on track here, as Tony mentioned, you in your run in indoor, outdoor and cross country, do you have a preference, or is there one that you prefer?
I like cross country the best personally, but if I had to choose between indoor and outdoor, I would definitely choose outdoor because it's outdoor and it's not indoor and stuffy, and I don't know. It's always nice to run outside though, so.
So for this upcoming outdoor track and field season, what events are you planning to run in, and are there any expectations that you have for yourself this spring?
Yeah, so I'm planning on doing the 10K is my focus this season, but the 10K is like the longest track race, so you can only race it well only a couple times during the season. So I'm planning on doing a couple of 1500s to prepare for like the speed element of like the last part of the race, and then I'll do a 5K or maybe 2, and then 10K, and then hopefully get into conference and be able to place well with the 10K and the 5K maybe.
So a little birdie told us that you and Alden are roommates. Is this true?
Yes, it's true. It's true.
So we got to ask, who is the messiest roommate?
Well, so we have 3 roommates, but out of me and Alden, I don't know. Probably Alden. No offense, but.
Yeah. And then who would be the loudest roommate?
I would say us as a conjoined pair, because, I mean, both of us like need our alone time and everything, but whenever we're together, we're really loud. So I wouldn't blame her for that.
So as roommates, do you two push each other to train to get up in the morning and get out there and push through every day?
Oh yeah, definitely. Honestly, it's amazing having her as a roommate, because like whenever I'm not motivated or I don't feel like doing it, she's always like, come on, let's go. And we started living together over the summer, and that was like vital, you know, because we didn't meet up for practice. And so just having that person there and being like, okay, we're just like at least going to go run around the park or run around the block, you know, and it always just, it really benefited us both, and we came in good shape, and now we're working together. It's really nice. So
It states on your bio at roadrunnersathletics.com that you hail from Tucson, Arizona. How did you end up going to this school and running for MSU Denver?
So I would go to running camp every summer in high school, and one of my coaches, his name was Bo Reed, he actually was friends with 2 coaches ago that was on the team, and so he was like, oh hey, like maybe you should go to Metro and like look into it. So that was kind of my in there, and I was looking around in general just to run after high school, but I ended up talking to Angelina and Coach Moss, who were the coaches previously, and they were like, oh yeah, here we go, you can come run on the team. So I did. I don't know, and I wanted to get out of Tucson because I just lived my whole life there, and I was like, I think it's time to like get new experiences. So I left.
So can you tell us, like, I know you're talking about it earlier here, but what you're majoring in and what you hope to do once you graduate?
Yeah, so like I said, I'm a pre-med major. I'm so technically biology and chemistry, but I'm a psychology minor. So I want to go to med school, and I want to go into psychiatry, but in order to do that, you have to go through med school. So that's my plan right now, and I know I can do it. I just might take a little bit extra time to do it, because I did change my major in the middle of my junior year. So I'm gonna need a fifth year, but only like half the 5th year. So that's my plan as of now. But I don't know, you know, things change quickly, so we'll see. But that's what I really want to do.
So would you be graduating then this May?
No,
or?
yeah, no, I'm gonna graduate next December, or this December, I guess is the right terminology for that.
Okay.
Well, wish I could have had you graduate with me, because I'm
Sorry.
graduating here in May. Is it just me, or is it scary knowing that the end of the line is so near?
Yeah, it's pretty scary. I mean, I have like only a few classes left, you know, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do? Because I love going to class and I love learning and everything, and I'm like, granted, I do want to keep learning, you know, going to med school and everything, but it's a lot of pressure, definitely. And I don't know, the idea of graduation is just kind of abstract and horrifying at the same time, you know?
You were brought to Denver by your former head coach, Nick Moss, but Coach Janis Christopher took over just a year ago. How has she kept the success for this team going?
Oh man, I love Janis. She has helped us so much. She's motivated us and like picked up the program when it was like Moss left and we didn't know what was going to happen, and she kept us like rolling in the right direction. And now with like the help of our other head coach, they're just like the perfect team. And I don't know, I can't even describe it other than they work so well together that like our team is just completely different than it ever has been, and it's amazing now. And I don't want to leave. That's another part. I'm like, it's sad. I don't want to leave them. they're just great coaches, and Janis is an awesome person. I love her. So.
Well, Molly, thanks so much for hanging out with us today, and great luck this weekend in Golden.
Thank you.
So we're going to take our first break, but before we do that, we want to bring you our tweet of the week. It comes from our university's Twitter feed at MSU Denver. It's a great reminder that we have a food bank right here on campus, and it's absolutely free to all road runners. Just bring in your ID, and they'll provide you food that's available at the time. And that's a great reminder to everyone else that you should donate food whenever you can to the MSU Denver Food Bank. You never know who could use a helping hand through a tough and sometimes grueling semester. We now take our first break, but stay close. Head track and field coach Janis Christopher will be here with us on the Coach's Corner.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division II, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's, will you?
Enough. Yeah, I'm over it.
We shouldn't need commercials to tell you we're powerful.
No thanks. Genders don't play sports. Athletes do.
I'm Brendan Krog. I'm a senior at MSU Denver. I run for MSU Denver cross-country team. You're watching the Coach's Corner. Get rowdy.
My name is Erica Ruiz, and I am a senior at MSU Denver. You are watching the Coach's Corner. Get rowdy.
Thanks for coming back to the Coach's Corner. Before we talk to Coach Christopher, we want to tell you about a great event that is happening here at the Tivoli Tap House. On Wednesday, March 28th, the Tap House will host the Build and Brews event from 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. for only $40. You can build your own Lego USB solar charger. That's right, a USB charger that will charge on the sun's energy. So if you're an outdoors type of person, your USB device will never die with this charger available. The Tap House will provide all the materials, and you don't need any experience. And if that isn't cool enough, the first round of beer is on the Tap House. So come on out on the 28th and build your own Lego solar chargers with a side of free beer. So now we say hello to head coach of the track and field team, Janis Christopher. Coach, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So we just had Molly Smith on the show. Tell us a little about Molly and her journey here at the program and how things have turned out for the senior.
Yeah, Molly definitely struggled, I think, her first couple years just trying to figure out the balance between school and social life and being an athlete, and it's a difficult thing for anybody to do. And you know, there were some tough times, I think, early on, and some health things that happened, and she stuck it out, and so happy that she did. And she came in, and with the change in the coaching staff, adding Coach Mack to our staff with the cross country program, she really has come into her own, and I think is having finally, you know, the season that we've always hoped that she could have. And so it's nice to see that she's ending things on a very good note. I think she'll go out feeling very good about what she's accomplished in college.
So your outdoor season just kicked off this past weekend. But before we get into that, can you give us a quick preview on how your teams are looking for the spring? For the men, tell us what you see making the most noise from your squad.
You know, as you're going into the season, you know, you kind of hope what's going to happen is going to happen. And we went into the meet last week, and the 400-meter runners really did a fantastic job. And we had some 800-meter runners running the 400 as well, but each of them really came came out and ran faster than I was expecting. You hope they're going to run that fast, but you don't know what's going to happen. So the goal is always to start off outdoor season where you ended the indoor season, and each one of them was able to do that. And so I would say, those long sprints and middle distances, I think that's where you're going to see our team make some noise, like you said.
Last Saturday, your squad competed at the CSU Pueblo Early Bird Classic. You had some good performances from the men's side. Mm-hmm. Who stood out to you in these early stages of the season?
Michael DK ran a fantastic 400. We talked a little bit of race strategy right before he ran, and he was able to execute just the way that we had talked about, and he ran 47.78 seconds, I think was his time, and that was a personal best for him. So he came out in his first outdoor meet as a collegiate runner and ran faster than he's ever run before. The best part about that, I think, is that we're in the early stages of training for the outdoor season, and so they're a little bit tired. So, he knows, and I know that there's more. There's more in there. Saeed Moreno also ran a personal best in the 400 meters, and so those two guys continue to go out, meet in and meet out and do the things that help fire up the team and get everybody else going. But, overall, those guys did a great job. Nick Polite in the 100 meters ran very close to a personal best if it wasn't a personal best. And so I would say those are the performances that stand out the most to me, those three guys. But, overall, the whole team went out and really performed very well.
We talked about the men making the most noise. What about the women?
Women, we're a little bit sick. We've got some injuries. We've got some flu things and some colds and some stuff. And so, they came out and they honestly really, really battled very hard. And so, their performances were fantastic, I think, considering all of the things that are sort of going on right now health-wise with our team. So what stood out to me is that no matter what, our team goes out there and they give it 110% and they compete. That looks different on every day. The girls did a really fantastic job.
It seems like Sabrina Rauter is always near the top of the women's performances this year. But one name we aren't familiar with is Summer Gerelman, who finished second in the 400-meter hurdles. Just give us a little bit on how your women's team did this weekend.
So, yeah, Summer came out, and she's a freshman, and she ran the 400 hurdles. And so the reason you didn't really hear much from Summer in the indoor season is that there's not a 400-meter hurdle race, and that's really her race. So, she came out. She ran her first collegiate 400 hurdles. It's a tough race. And she battled through it and finished very hard for us. And we had Alyssa Brown come out and long jump for the first time for us, and she did well. She's not traditionally a long jumper. I think that she looked into trying to be a multi-event athlete. Unfortunately, we don't do that here, and so we've been trying some things with her, put her in long jump, and she did a good job. I think she's learning to jump very well. Sabrina, of course, yes, in the 1500, she just continues to get better and better. It's a great surprise, and nice to see her hard work paying off. So, yeah, those three performances stand out to me. But like I said earlier, all those girls worked very hard this weekend and battled through some stuff that isn't always easy to get through.
We'll have Alden Gruidel on the show after the next break, but with Molly and a few others, your squad had 7 student athletes named to the honor roll for the indoor track and field team. It's not always easy to be a student athlete, but these 7 students are doing both on the track as well as in the classroom.
Yeah, it's nice to see them. We Division II in general, maybe specifically our team, we talk about that balance. Finding balance in the classroom and on the track, and so work hard in the classroom and work hard on the track, and so have some fun too. With your friends and be social. There's a balance that you have to find. We tell them that it's a lifestyle, and so if you build a lifestyle of training hard and working hard off on the track or out on the cross country course, then that hopefully is going to transfer over into the classroom, and you're going to work hard there as well. And so I think we're starting to see them build a lifestyle, and we're building a culture around exactly that. Work hard in the classroom, work hard on the track, and then I think you see success in both of those arenas.
So what's next for our outdoor track and field team?
We head out to Golden next weekend, and we're going to run at a meet out there. It's probably going to be a little bit of a smaller meet. A lot of people are on spring break, but we're going to get out and we're going to get some more work done. And it's early, and so we use a lot of that just sort of as a training. And if the good performances come along with it, then that's great. But really, we're just trying to get some work done and put in some time on the track.
Well, Coach, always a pleasure to have you on. Great luck as your squad heads to Golden on Saturday.
Thank you so much, guys. Thanks for having me.
We're going to take another break, but our track and field extravaganza continues as we bring in sophomore sensation Alden Gruidel up next on the Coach's Corner.
We have so much to celebrate in Division II, but we're especially proud of our commitment to Make-A-Wish.
Division II student athletes have led a 10-year initiative to raise funds and help grant wishes of children with life-threatening medical conditions.
Nearly $3 million have been raised, and hundreds of children's wishes have been granted.
We play hard, we work hard, and we support others in need. Why? It's simple.
Because we care.
I'm Anthony Grant, Director of Athletics at MSU Denver.
It's because of your generosity and support that our athletic programs have been able to achieve sustained success and continue to be one of the top athletic departments in the nation.
And you're watching the Coach's Corner. Get rowdy.
Welcome back to the Coach's Corner, but before we chat here with Alden, we want to make sure that you are following us on Twitter. That's at Metro State Sports. We are tweeting upcoming schedules, schedule changes, highlights, interviews, and much more. If you missed the baseball team's great comeback yesterday, you can find the highlights at Metro State Sports. So give us a follow and keep track on the Roadrunners all year long. And speaking of track, we now welcome in Ogden Gudell from the track and cross country team. Alden, thanks for joining us today.
Thanks for having me, guys.
So are you big on Twitter? Are you out there taking pictures of your food and letting the world know about it?
You know, honestly, I take pictures of my food, but I'll keep it to myself. It's just so I can look back and be like, that was some good food. Yeah, I don't really share it too much.
So we know it's the outdoor season now, but we got to ask about how your indoor season went. You got to compete in the RMAC Championships. Yeah. Seems like it went well for you.
It went really well. I was super excited with my indoor season. I mean, this is only my second track season, kind of. I never ran track in high school, so it's all still pretty new to me, but it was a lot of fun. I had a good indoor season.
We asked Molly this question earlier on the show, but between outdoor, indoor, and cross country, is there a sport you prefer, or are they all pretty similar to you?
Right now, I think indoor and cross country are kind of tied, which I would not have said last year because I was only cross country, but I really like indoor now. So yeah, I think indoor and cross are tied.
So with the outdoor season underway, what events are you planning on racing in this spring? Do you like splashing in the water in the steeplechase in March?
Oh my gosh, I would love to do the steeplechase. I mean, I'm not good at hurdles at all. One time I tried to jump over a gate and I just wiped out, so I can't do hurdles, but I would love to splash around in that water. Yeah, I'm more of a 5K, 3K runner. Yeah, maybe I'll do the 10K. I'll just run whatever coach puts me in, honestly. Yeah.
We found out that you and Molly are roommates, and we asked her who the messiest roommate was, and she said both of you guys were.
Yeah.
So can you say your thoughts on that?
Honestly, I think Molly's just being modest. I'm definitely a messier roommate than her. But it's okay, I'm messy in my own area. I won't try and make messes around the house. I'm just messy with myself, you know? But yeah, Molly and I have a great time as roommates.
So then who would be the loudest out of everybody?
Honestly, I'm a really loud person. I think it's me. I'll blast my music in my room, but I'll lock the door so nobody can stop me. I'm the worst. But it's fine. It's fine.
I already mentioned what Molly said about what she said her answer was to the messiest, but what do you think her answer was to to who was the loudest?
You know what? Honestly, she probably said both of us because we both get pretty hyped when we're together.
So as roommates, do you guys push each other to get up in mornings and train every day?
Yeah, we'll usually push each other by like 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock at night. Right now we're doing this thing where we like try to hit all the gyms in Denver for like the free first time. That's that's what we're doing right now, to cross train. But yeah, we push each other. We do.
So you're a Colorado kid. You're from Louisville and went to school in Monarch High School. Tell us why you chose to come to school and run here at MSU Denver.
Well, MSU Denver has a really good human development program and a really good psych program, so I was like, yeah, I'll run there. That's pretty much it. I was like, all right, cool. They'll let me run. Because I didn't run track in high school, and a lot of colleges are like, man, you didn't run track in high school? Like, we don't need you.
Right.
But they took a chance on me. I'm doing well in track, so it's all good.
It states on your bio at roadrunnersathletics.com that you're majoring in human developments with a psychology minor. Is that the case, and do you hope to do that when you graduate?
Yeah, I definitely want to work with, like, kids. Human development's a pretty broad thing, so I'm trying to, like, narrow down on what I really want to do. If I want to, like, focus on, like, baby development or, like, child or teenagers. So I'm still kind of deciding, because it's all exciting to me. I'd do it all if I could.
We have heard many times on this show that the attitude is a major factor for those who haven't ran in altitude before. So for someone who has grown up running at these conditions, what do you tell the new runners about the altitude, and how long does it take to get used to it?
Honestly, just be patient with the altitude, because like it sucks to begin with, but it'll definitely make you stronger than like pretty much every other school. Like we definitely have an advantage being at such a high altitude. Yeah.
So Alden, thanks so much for coming on the show, and great luck to you in your outdoor season this year.
Yay, thanks guys.
So before we put a stamp on today's show, we want to tell you what's coming up this weekend in Road Runner sports. Our softball team has a quick turnaround and will play Fort Hays State on Tuesday afternoon. They'll host the Tigers at the Regency Athletics Complex, a doubleheader that will start at 4 p.m. Then they'll head to Las Vegas, New Mexico to take on New Mexico Highlands for a 4-game set that starts on Saturday. The baseball team will also be on the road taking on Adams State in Alamosa. Their series starts on Friday at 3 p.m. and will finish on Sunday at noon.
Our golf team is currently in action competing in the 3rd annual Hillcat Classic in Claremore, Oklahoma. They'll finish things up tomorrow, and you can find the results at roadrunnerathletics.com. Our tennis teams are quite busy this week. They'll first head to Maryville, Missouri on Tuesday to face off against Northwest Missouri State. Then the squad will be back at home to host Western New Mexico this Friday at 3 p.m. at the Regency Athletics Complex. So come on out and cheer for our tennis squads.
Don't forget that before our softball games on Tuesday, we'll be hosting our monthly Roadrunner luncheon at noon at Brooklyn's right next to the Pepsi Center. Bring $10 and have a great lunch while catching up with our Roadrunner coaches. And finally, make sure to head to Golden this Saturday and support Alden and her outdoor track and field team as they compete in the School of Mines. So that will do it for this week's show. We want to thank Coach Christopher, Molly Smith, and Alden Gruidel for joining us on the show. I also want to thank David for being such a great co-host.
Hey, I mean, it's both of us. We make it work.
That's true, man. I'm Tony Almanza. We'll see you next time on The Coach's Corner.